everyone, welcome to my channel. Well, did you always want to get into the FPV hobby, but you don't really have any hand-eye coordination? Well, guess what? Beta FPV has come to your rescue right here with the Beta FPV Cetus FPV all-in-one kit for beginners. What makes this different? Well, let me tell you about it. This here little drone is designed exactly for beginners and people with no hand-eye coordination because it has an optical flow unit on the bottom. I've never seen that in a tiny little FPV drone. So this thing here, when it's flying, it will stay perfectly stable. You can take your hands off the controls right here if you want on the included remote control. In addition, the goggles have a huge display in them and you can see all the information. Now, let me say this, I have reviewed this here controller before on this channel, and I have reviewed these goggles on this channel before, and this here remote controller, I really highly recommend it because it's really good as a beginner remote control. And these goggles are very basic. You cannot record video in them, but they are so basic that they are perfect for beginners. Now let me tell you the following as well, since you're watching all of this video. This remote controller, you can buy drones in the future and keep on using this remote controller. It is compatible with all the D16 and D8 protocols of FPV drones on the market. So a lot of companies make FPV drones that will work with this. As well, it works with your flight sims. So hook it up to your computer, learn how to fly FPV by flying all those flight sims. And these goggles work with every FPV drone that is analog on the market. So you see, by paying a very little amount of money, and this is the case it all comes in, you get an awful lot here. Once again, this is a beginner drone. Anybody watching this who's a pro should not be watching this video because you're gonna just say, I would never buy that. Well, of course you would because you're a pro, but for somebody who has no experience, they would get this, and I'm gonna demo it right here. Watch this. First thing you do is take your remote and take all your switches and push them all downward. So, click up, click them all downward. Take your left throttle control here, move it to the bottom, take this button in the center and power it on. I should mention, while it's powering on, we're going to hear a few beeps. I should mention, there we go, beautiful music. I should mention that this does not take batteries, and neither do the goggles. You just plug them in. They're USB rechargeable, so you're going to have a huge savings there. Blue light means this is on and it's ready to go. Next thing we do is take our FPV goggles and power them on, and watch this as I power them on, flip it around. You see right there, that's an image, but I really can't show you anything because I have not powered on the drone. Next thing we do is take our little drone here and included battery. There's 2 batteries included in the kit, and you do get a really nice charger with it, and the charger actually has a battery tester. You're going to see that in the unboxing. A battery tester is pretty sweet. When your drone is powered on, you'll have blue lights on the bottom, and the lights are configurable in the OSD on here. You can change them to something else if you want. Here, let me look at the camera over here. So I'm looking at the little camera on the drone, and it's recording down here. So you see me here. Down here I have the goggles. In front of the goggles I have a camera that's just recording as if my eyes were looking inside. So this is what you see, and you can see it says disarm on the screen, and it says I'm in A mode. Oh, A mode, look at the bottom right, that's what you want. If you see things jittering around, like, stuff moving, that's because I'm bouncing the table and everything's moving in the camera. But if you look at the bottom right, down, I can't, can I get my finger over there? So down here it says A mode. That's adaptive mode. That is optical flow, full optical flow. Here's how it works. Now it has optical flow, and optical flow means that it requires something that's not white, and you can see my whole thing here is white. The optical flow should catch this here bag and we should be good. So to start the motors, over here on this side is your arm and disarm switch. Click that, motors start. All right, stay there, buddy, stay there, stay over top of that. I want the optical flow to look at that. I'm gonna take you up a little bit right there. I just wanna show everybody in YouTube land, I'm not touching anything. Look, it's levitating. Now I wanna show you the mode. It sees this bag. This is adaptive, so no hands. Watch what happens, it's gonna hit the roof. I'm gonna put my hand here, watch. The optical flow is gonna see my hand, and it should rise. There we go. Go up, and watch when I take my hand away. Come on back, come on back. Magic trick, it's coming back to where I left it. Pretty cool, eh? And I should be able to land it nice. There we go. And then hit your arm switch to turn it off. So if you take a look at right here, it says A mode. That's adaptive mode. And I can change that on here with the top switch. That's where I'm going to change the mode. So I'm going to go to the next one, which should be normal. N mode. See it? Where are we? In mode down here. So I'm in normal mode now. So what is normal mode? It's the same as the first one, adaptive mode, except you have a little bit more speed for flight. So watch this. I'll start her up again. And it's going to want to go faster. It's not going to be as slow as the other one for beginners. Optical Flow is still on, so it still works. It's just that when if I put my hand under it, nothing's going to happen. I'll see if I can make it work here because there's not a lot of space. For normal mode, I'm going to take this out of the way and I'm going to put the box with the picture of the actual drone on it here, and I'll stick that there. See if that works. All right. Reason I did that is because I have to try to keep it in frame here, and that other case, it wants it not to stay in frame in normal mode. It wants to go a little bit higher. So here we go. Power it on, take it up. Let's see if I can keep it in frame. I'm going to try to, this is going to be a little bit scary. It's not supposed to work with white items below it. Watch this. So I'm going to get it over here and put my hand underneath. Nothing should happen. There we go. So it should stay pretty much relatively, you know, level. And that's still with Optical Flow on. And I'm going to flip the switch one last time up. And if you look on the screen, down, I can't see it down here, it's S for sport mode. Sport mode, in my tests, tilts a little bit more forward and flies faster. And it doesn't have the adaptive to go over things, so you can fly into, if you have an object in front of you, you'll just fly into it, vice over it type thing. So that's what sport mode is. Now, if you want to go into acro mode, say you get really good flying this and you want to take the optical flow off, you have to go into the menu. So let me show you how to do that. All right, so I have a close-up picture of me on the screen. I'm going to show you how to take stuff off. All you do is power on everything. I've got the controls here. Take your joystick on the left, put it in the center. There you go, in the center. And then I'm going to pull the joystick on the left this way, and I'm going to pull the joystick on the right that way, like this. Watch, I'm going to do it here so you can see me do it. And on my screen, there we go. It says main config. Let me just move this so you can see it. There you go. See, it's over my face now. Main config and layout, save, exit. So you would go to config just using your joystick, click, and you see where it says, let me just block this. Now it's white. Now let me see where it says OPF. That's optical flow. And over there on the right, it says on. So you can turn it off. Same as your LEDs and your calibration. You do it all with the joysticks. And the only other switch you'll ever use on this controller is the one on the right-hand side. There's a 3-position switch. If you click that, you can change your video channels to something else. There's supposed to be a switch on here to select your rates to go faster, faster, faster. But I haven't seen any difference. So maybe I have it configured wrong or it's not working. So I think one of the switches doesn't do anything, but the one with the video transmission does work. Matter of fact, if you're looking at me right now, if I click it, the video should go off because all of a sudden I'm changing channels on the drone, not in the goggles, but on the drone. So watch. There we go. So it went off. And then to get the right channel back, I just hold in the S button, hold that in, wait for a beep. Where's my beep? There we go. Little beep. And that means it's going to search and find the channel for me. And there I am! I am back. I tell you, it's beginner proof. It is so beginner proof. All right, the next thing I'm going to do is take this for a flight around the house. But first, let me show you what comes in the box. Check this out. Super quick Captain Drone unboxing. So this is a box, and on the side of the box it looks like this. Inside the box you get a case to store everything. If I open the case it looks like this. This is the bottom of the case, and let me show you the top of the case. It looks like this. Now here's the drone. Very, very tiny, fits in my hand. You'll notice the camera is really good, but it's non-movable. It's fixed in that position. It also has brush motors, so keep it away from your dog, your cat. On the bottom you can see how everything plugs into the flight controller, so if you destroy a motor, just take one out, plug one in. Here we can see the optical flow sensor, and it's pretty nice that they actually added this to such a small drone. Now, if you want to buy batteries for this unit, it comes with 2, but this is the connector if you need to insert batteries, and well, here's the batteries you get, and it comes with a battery tester. Watch this, I plug it in. This here tester is also a battery charger, so it shows me the voltage. For accessories, you get spare props and also an attachment for Betaflight in case you want to configure settings. You also get a prop removal tool. Now let's look at the controller. The controller is pretty cool because it comes with these joystick protectors. Now the controller I received is a mode 2. That means the throttle is on the left, and this is a rechargeable controller. No batteries required. As you can see, you just plug it in, charge it up, and it works. You do have a setup and bind in case you want to attach it to other drones. Watch my video shown up in the top left how everything works on this controller. The included goggles are very simplistic and designed for beginners, which is why you have very few buttons on the side. Matter of fact, there's next to nothing. Everything you need to know or do is included in those little buttons. You can see there's nothing on these goggles. So watch my review at the top left. It explains everything on how these goggles work. Finally included is a manual, and it's pretty good. It explains everything nicely. And let me show you the weight of this drone. It is only 35 grams with the battery. All right, little drone down here. I have it in adaptive mode, and we're going to fly it around the house really quick, and I'm going to change modes just to show you the different modes. So here we go. Arm switch on. Props are going, and let's take it up. Very easy to fly. I have no hands on the controls, and if I put something underneath it, it goes up because it's on adaptive, and it will come back down after nothing is underneath it. That was there previous. It will remain at that height. All right, let's fly it around the house. So let's go forward. I'm just doing this line of sight so you can see it. This is full. There we go. Let's bring that up. This is full forward. This is the speed you get. Bring it back. Let's go this way. So if you're flying this FPV, it's extremely easy because it won't get away from you. You could fly around stuff, and if you came up to an object, like I'm going to go this way, and just give you an example, I'm going to go to the table over here, say I'm flying lower than the table. So here's showing you adaptive height. There's my little drone there. I'm going to go over this table. It should automatically rise as it goes over. Go up, go up, go up. There you go. And as it's finished, it should, if it doesn't see anything, come back down. There we are. Pretty cool, eh? All right, let's land this and change modes. Now let's put it in the next mode, which is going to be normal mode. And there we go. Take it up. It's got a little bit more punch now for forward flight. There is no adaptive setting on here, so when it goes over objects, it just stays at the height. So if something's below it, it will not rise like it did with the adaptive setting. So here we go. This here takes a tiny, I mean so small, a bit more skill to fly. It's really nothing. It's very, very simple. So let's just drop it down. I'll put it in sport mode. I'll put it down over here, sport mode. And put you down there. Take that off. Flick it up. Put it in sport. And here we go. So I'm in sport mode now, and just a reminder, everything you see recorded on the screen from the camera on this drone is coming from right over here. I'll put the drone over top of it. Right there. See, underneath that blanket is my camera pointing into the goggles. So let's go, we're in sport mode. This is where you're going to go really fast. Okay, you can run after it if you want. But the optical flow setting is still on. So it still detects things under it, but obviously when you're moving forward at that speed, not really. So whoop, I'm smashing stuff. Let's turn it off here. All right, and you can see our recording was right here. Oh, there we go. That camera recording into the goggles. All right, the next thing we're gonna do is take this drone. It's down here. I don't know if you can see it sitting down here, and we're gonna fly it, and I'm gonna fly it using my Fat Shark goggles, and I'm gonna go through my patio door outside, around the backyard and back in. Now, BETAFPV says do not fly this drone in windy conditions. It's extremely windy outside, so BETAFPV is gonna kill me for doing this, but I'm gonna fly it outside. Now, I can't wear these goggles because they don't fit over my glasses, and when I take my glasses off, the lenses cannot be adjusted. So with my Fat Sharks, I can take my glasses off, and I've already adjusted the internal lenses for my prescription, so everything is good there. So we're all set to go. What I'm gonna do is turn the Fat Shark record on. It's very low res quality in the Fat Shark record. Not as good as you would see with your eyesight looking into these here goggles, but oh, and the sun's gone out. Oh well. So let me turn this on. I can see myself in the footage. I wanna fly up and over my shoulder into the room behind me. And of course I'm gonna hit myself, there we go. And whoa, this normal mode is faster than I thought. Hang on a sec, guys. This is faster than I thought in normal mode. All right, easy to fly though, so here we go. Coming back to me. And let's go up over my head, out the door. There we are. Now we're out in the wind. The windy conditions. Not bad. I'm going to turn it against the wind here so that we don't get blown too far away. Stay nice and low. Oh, this works nice. This is okay out in the wind. This is okay. I can hear the wind. I don't know if you can hear it on my microphone. It's blowing. I'm just going around my trees in the backyard. Not a problem. I don't even have it in sport mode, but check out the tree up here, how it's blowing. And, whoa, I just got blown. I just got blown into the backyard. Hang on a sec. Let's go full forward and hop out of this. There we go. Yeah, there's enough of an angle on here in normal mode to fly in the wind. No problem. So the trick now is to fly in this wind and get back inside without getting bounced into the walls. So this is going to be kind of tricky, but I think I could do it. Whoa! Did you see that, guys? That was like, that was luck happening there. All right, let's bring it back to me and go land it on my table here. Let's go this. No, I can't fit through there. Let's go this way and hit the arm switch. Boink! And landing on the floor, looking at the table leg. All right, so you saw in the video I was actually flying this guy in sport mode and not normal mode. That's why when I was flying it indoors, I'm like, wow, this thing really moves because it was in sport mode. And that's why outdoors in the wind, it flew no problem. So yeah, sport mode's the way to go if you're in windy weather. If it's not windy, fly it in adaptive mode or normal mode and you'll have a lot of fun flying in and out, under, through things, all the good stuff like that. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to put links below. Oh, here's the little case. I'm going to put links below. You've seen what comes in the box. Links below to where you can find this baby on the BETAFPV website. This is a drone that is intended for a beginner. It could be a beginner who's never flown a drone before or a beginner who's always flown camera drones, you know, like DJI drones or Autel or Unique or Hubsan, all those type of drones. Camera drones give you a lot of bad habits because the drone does all the work. You do next to no work. You just say go up, go forward, and you can take your hands off the controls. In the FPV hobby, you can never take your hands off the controls. However, this drone with optical flow, you can take your hands off the controls and it's very relaxing. You know, when it's in adaptive mode, you can just crank it forward and it doesn't go forward very fast. And if it sees anything in its way that it's coming up to, if it can get over it, it will go over it. So really good for beginners, just to get your confidence up, then switch it to normal mode. And then after that, switch it to sport mode. And then when you think you really have your confidence up, then just take the optical flow off. Just turn it off as I showed you in the video in the goggles. You do everything with the goggles. And then you're flying a real FPV drone. And if you can handle that, well, you can handle any FPV drone on the market. This drone has brushed motors, not brushless motors. That's why I say it's very much designed for beginners. Brush motors, if you got cats in the house, you know, the cat hairs get in the motors. Your hairs from your head get in the motors and you got to keep pulling them out to keep them alive. So that's the only difference there. But once again, the price, it's designed for beginners. If you can't fly this drone, then you probably are blind as a bat, or you shouldn't even be walking or driving a car then if you can't fly this drone. It's that easy. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions on this baby, just post them below and I'll get back to you. But for now, I say thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!